second guessing. This is the doghouse, time to face the sound. Welcome to the doghouse, where the strong survive. We're tearing down the walls, no compromise. No filter, no mercy, just the cold hard truth. We're the ones who fight, and we're ready for you. When the truth's forever, we're breaking down the doors, no more shadows in the doghouse. It's all or nothing, we're here to fight, no bluffing, no running. Locked and loaded, the truth's forever, we're breaking down the doors, no more shadows in the doghouse. It's all or nothing, we're here to fight, no bluffing, no running. We don't back down, we stand our ground in the doghouse, where the real are found. No change, no fear, just pure aggression. We're here to win, no second guessing. No second guessing. This is the doghouse, time to face the sound. This is the doghouse, time to face the sound. This is the doghouse, time to face the sound.
What is going on, everybody? It is the Doghouse Show. Welcome back. It's going to be an exciting day. We've got quite a bit to cover. We're going to be going over some of Donald Trump's tariff policies. We are going to watch some videos. We're going to have a fun day today. I spent the past 3 hours debating MAGA about this terrible policy that they want to implement. Try to make my light look a little bit more orange. There we go. It looks good. Yo, Mark, what's going on? Yo, I still got some lag going on. Oh, that's right, because I got the multi-stream going here. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I can't see my YouTube chat popping up. My dog's trying to bump onto this light. Yep, she knocked around my light. What's up, Sister Life? Yo, Melon, what's going on? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. It's exciting. I'm glad to have all you guys in here. So, yeah, we're going to go over some of Trump's tariff policies. We're going to be debating some of our MAGA friends in chat, because I know YouTube likes to get spammed with chat. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. We're going to watch some videos as well. But the first thing I want to talk about is Donald Trump's tariff policy. So anybody who's unaware, Donald Trump just said that he was going to implement a 25% tariff on all imported goods from Mexico and Canada. All right? Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. For anybody who's unaware, a 25% tariff on all imported goods is going to absolutely... Konnichiwa, what's going on, man? Yeah, Sister Life. 25% tariff. And Mexico, the president of Mexico didn't take it too lightly. In fact, I can get this pulled up real quick. Pull this up. We'll get her response from it. Sayonara. Why'd you leave it for, Melon? Don't be leaving now. It's extremely bad, Sister Life. It's extremely bad. Let's see. Tariff policy, Mexico. Here we go. Mexico suggests, let me bring up the web source here. Always messing up the web source. Here we go. All right. So Mexico suggests it would impose its own tariffs to retaliate against any of Trump's tariffs. So what we're going to see, guys, is we're going to see more and more and more people who are going to, like right now, she said one tariff would be followed by another in response, and so on until we put at risk common businesses, Scheinbaum said, referring to U.S. automakers that have plants on both sides of the border. Why would he do that? Because he's absolutely has a following that will absolutely gobble it up. They don't care. I'm sorry to put it that way, but that's exactly what it is. So, yeah, and this goes back and forth. There are several different and so I actually had to correct myself. I thought it was 15% for before he would need congressional approval. I got that information from another video that I was watching. It looks like that's not entirely true. It looks like Donald Trump could, with a sweeping brush of the pen, cause a can actually implement upwards of several percentage points for tariffs. So one of the ones, and I'll pull this up here for you guys, is there's different sections. So one thing that's happened is that I believe it was the 1930s. the president was limited in what they could do in terms of tariffs. But after the 1930s, they ended up allowing more and more space for the president to implement whatever tariffs they'd want. So here's how he can do this. So under Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962, it grants the president broad power to adjust imports if they are found to be a threat to U.S. national security, including through the imposition of tariffs. Trump has used Section 232 to impose a 10 to 25% tariff in the past. So he can implement a 25% tariff, at least here, right? Then we have Section 301, which is the Section 301B of the Trade Act of 1974. Gives the president broad authority to take all appropriate action, including retaliatory tariffs, to obtain the removal of any act, policy, or practice of a foreign government that is unjustified, unreasonable, or discriminatory, and that burdens or restricts U.S. commerce. If the USTR determines that the alleged conduct is unfair or violates U.S. rights under trade agreements, then it can decide what action to take, subject to the direction of the president. Section 301 authorizes the USTR to impose duties or other import restrictions, withdraw or suspend trade agreement concessions, or enter into binding agreements with foreign governments to eliminate the conduct in question or provide compensation. And it says again, Trump used this authority to impose tariffs during his presidency. While the USTR initiated 6 investigations during the Trump administration, 2 investigations resulted in the imposition of tariffs. The first was on U.S. imports from China, due to China's technology transfer, intellectual property, innovation policies, and led to 25 and 7.5% tariffs on roughly $375 billion worth of imports from China. So I'm not going to continue to read through all this, but basically what you can see is that due to these sections, Donald Trump has been granted pretty broad immunity from, like, he's able to do whatever he wants up to including 25% tariffs. So it's not far reaching. And what I argued with a lot of these MAGA on TikTok was, the consensus I'm getting is that MAGA goes, well, Donald Trump's using it as a leverage. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? Why would you think? And what that tells me is that MAGA doesn't like the idea of these tariffs. They understand innately that these tariffs are a bad policy. The same party that doesn't like taxes, right? They don't like taxes, are okay with being taxed on tariffs because it's Daddy Trump. The other thing I've noticed is that what they'll say is, oh, well, it'll bring U.S. manufacturing back to the United States. Well, that's fine. You can bring U.S. manufacturing back to the United States, but the problem is that you still have to source those raw materials from other places. Not very good now, is it? The other thing is I tell people that there are supply chain issues. A lot of people don't think about that, right? Is the supply chain issue. We impose a tariff. And the other thing, too, is it was really interesting and fascinating was when I was having a conversation with a lot of these people on the MAGA aisle, they didn't understand that these tariffs would end up, they didn't even really know what a tariff was. They were pretty hesitant. They didn't understand that it was a tax on imported goods, essentially. They didn't even understand that. Quite frankly, they didn't even understand what the consequences of those tariffs would be. And look, here's the thing. You voted for this. You voted for this man when all of these policies were very much out in the open and you knew where they were, where they stood. So for me, it's very rich to see MAGA now all of a sudden scrambling, trying to figure out, and we've seen this before, by the way. When you look at, for example, we look at the Google searches. The Google search history for tariffs, what is a tariff, ended up skyrocketing. It was phenomenal. And you could have seen this before. Donald Trump ran on it. He ran on tariffs. He ran on mass deportations. And these two go hand in hand, by the way. Mass deportations goes hand in hand with tariffs. The RFK Jr.'s policy goes right hand in hand with tariffs. And the more I do research on this, the more that it's actually pretty fascinating. You know, like I said, looking into what the presidential powers were on this, he has pretty broad sweeping authority on this. And I saw that there was a narrative going around that the caravans that are coming in from Mexico have slowed down. It has not. From my understanding, there's been multiple caravans that have been starting their way up through Mexico. And let's be real. Do you think Mexico is going to sit there and actually deal with that? What's up, Dane Johnson? Why do you support Donald Trump? Why do you support him? I'm going to go into it. I don't care. I'm going to go into him. What's up, Dane Johnson? Why do you think Trump 2024? We got some videos we're going to watch too. I'm going to let chat kind of come in and we're going to have some fun a little bit. And then we're going to start watching some videos. I want to watch, I think there was a few that I wanted to watch in regards to the Trump tariff plans from Breaking Points specifically. But yeah, Donald Trump's tariffs are bad. Stick by it. Believe it until the end. Make more, cheaper gas, low interest rates. We have low interest rates right now. Well, relatively low. I think we dropped by about half a percentage point, and our interest rates are doing pretty decent. Cheaper gas, we're already going cheaper gas. In terms of cheaper gas, I don't think you're going to get that under Donald Trump because Donald Trump is imposing tariffs on all of that oil. Way to go. Yay. Make more. Well, okay, we're going to make more in America. That's going to work. 7.6, that's not where we're at, I don't think, right now. I think 7.6 is where we were at a while ago. Let's go and look at that, though. I haven't checked out the Fed rates in a little bit. Fed rates chart. Federal funds effective rate. We are down to 4.83%. 4.83. So we're not at 7%. In fact, we were never at 7%. The highest we were ever in history was 19. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. That was at 1980s. 6.9. Yes, I'm on my second house. 6.9. Okay, that's great. So I'm glad you're doing good. And you'll be doing good during these tariffs while other people are not doing too great. Federal? What are you talking about? But anyways, yeah, no. So it's about 4.8%. I think the highest we got was 5.3 under Joe Biden. And that was in 2024. And to be honest with you, even through most of Joe Biden's presidency, we were at under 1 percentage point. We started going up around March of 2022. We saw interest rates starting to go up a little bit there. Mortgage rates, dude. All right, I'll check out mortgage rates. Mortgage rates, Fred. Thought you were talking about the Fed. 30-year mortgage rates. That's not what I'm looking for. Why Kamala? Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So Kamala Harris, I think they've done a phenomenal. I think her past record speaks for itself. Under her and Joe Biden, they were able to bring down our economy from 9% inflation down to 2.4%. We could look at the stock market doing incredibly well. We could look at wages outpacing inflation. We can look at the fact that Kamala Harris wants to give tax credits, which I'm a huge fan of, to first-time home buyers, tax credits to small businesses. You can look at the fact that she wants to do the child tax credit. 3.4 to 1.9 over 4 years under Trump. I mean, if you want to provide me a link, you're more than welcome to, but I don't think this is quite as interesting as you think it is. I think Donald Trump is going to dramatically increase inflation. And in fact, you can look at some of the building costs. If you have any building, if you're building a new home, where do we get a lot of our lumber? We get a lot of lumber from Canada, I believe. What's our number one import? Most import from Canada. I believe it's lumber. I've owned two houses. That's great. I'm not high. I've actually never had done anything in a day of my life. Surprisingly, I know a lot of people would be like, "What? You're lying." No, I'm not lying. I've actually never done any of that. I've never been tempted to either. Top goods that the United States imports from Canada are crude oil and related products such as petroleum gas, vehicles such as cars and car parts, and machinery such as turbines, engines, and construction equipment parts. It's Washington Post. I feel like we had a lot more on there. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Israel and a certain group have agreed to a ceasefire deal. Boom. Mic drop. Go Joe Biden. Let's go. That's the Israel and Lebanon conflict. Joe Biden has just came to a ceasefire. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, we get a lot of our auto stuff and like that. We export lumber to Washington and Washington to Japan and China. Yeah, and Japan and China is going to totally, because of our trade wars that we're about to ensue and start on, China and Japan are certainly going to go ahead and throw a tariff for us as well. So that's going to make things more expensive as well. But looks like in terms of what we do trade, what the U.S. imports from Canada, Mexico, and China, that's what I wanted to see. There's Mexico, Canada. Canada, the United States, second-ranking trading partner. The United States imported $418 billion in goods from Canada. The top goods are crude oil and related products such as petroleum gas, vehicles such as cars and parts, and machinery such as turbines. Yeah, so we just read that according to global research firm Trade and Economics. Also imports billions in plastics, pharmaceuticals, metals such as aluminum, iron, and gold, wood, and paper. So I was correct. It was wood. So we're going to be seeing lumber costs going up. Good job, Donald Trump. And we're also going to be seeing auto manufacturer or auto prices going up as well, just as we were starting to see them to go down. You know, Joe Biden was doing a pretty good job at that, bringing those down, and now we're not going to have them. Wow, after thousands of people. What are you talking about, Crossello? Welcome in, by the way. What a way to jump into chat. We're going to probably watch a video here as well. I'm going to pull up this one. It's from Breaking Points. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch it. My stream's kind of laggy. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna be able to watch it with my. I have the process priority on this is like set as premium, so it's whatever. Thank you, Biden, for doing something after thousands of innocent people. Who are you talking about, Cross Solo? What's up, Casey? Yeah, I have high CPU usage going on right now because I ended up making the stream a priority, and so because of that, like even my YouTube stuff is like lagging massively. So it's all right. For you to think Biden is calling any shots is funny. No, he definitely. I think he has a hand in it. Do I think that it's alone? No, just like the fact that do you think Donald Trump is calling the shots? Do you think Donald Trump doesn't have advisors for a reason? And I'm concerned about that because at least with his initial administration, he had, I guess you can call him intelligent, whatever you want to call it. At least in his first administration, he had people who weren't just, self-avowed yes men. And in this administration, you have a whole bunch of yes men, and they're just going to do what Donald Trump says to do. Even if it makes zero sense. They're not going to tell him, hey, sir, we don't think this is a good idea. Nope, they're just going to say, yep, that's what you want. We're going to do it. That's pretty silly and pretty dumb. Don't change the subject. Which subject are you talking about? We will be better off when daddy gets back. Daddy gets back. Man, that's a very masculine thing, isn't that? That sounds like a little bit of a, unmasculine thing to say. Sounds like a little bit of a beta. Beta move. Why do people call Trump daddy? That's kind of weird. Kind of weird, bro. Hopefully Biden doesn't cause war before Trump gets in office. He's creating peace deals, bro. Donfall, I don't know if you saw that. Joe Biden just negotiated a peace deal with Lebanon, the people in Lebanon. Love President Trump. I don't understand what it is with YouTube and these MAGA people, man. Y'all come in hot. It's all right though. Y'all give me some content. I love it. It's a joke. What's a joke? The peace deal? They agreed to a peace deal according to what we've seen. At least what some of the initial reports are coming out. You're wrong. Trump doesn't have yes men. You think Elon says yes to Trump? You think RFK does? 110%. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? RFK Jr. has been around him. It's a joke. Oh, you're saying the daddy thing is a joke. No, I don't care. I don't care. It's a joke. It's kind of weird. I would never call another, I wouldn't do that. That's kind of weird. I don't know. It's a very beta thing to do. Daddy's a joke. Well, you said it, not me, bud. Biden just provided. No, he didn't, Rex. He didn't do that. He didn't provide those to Ukraine. There's suggestions that he might, but I haven't seen any reports that have come out that he said he has. Absolutely all presidents have advisors. Biden is sick. It's very obvious to everyone. Are you saying talking about Donald Trump? You do realize Donald Trump is only 4 years younger than Joe Biden, right? You realize that, right? And Donald Trump seemed to veer off a lot when he talks. He has a script to talk. Remember how he said, I don't need teleprompters as he's reading it from a teleprompter? Way to go. LOL, it's weird. That's the point. Okay, so you continue to keep doing those weird things, man. That's all right. You keep doing it. Keep doing those weird things. Biden has to mention that's 100% obvious. What's up, Melissa? It's weird for a grown man to support a child. I don't support Joe Biden necessarily. I think Joe Biden did have a great economy for sure. But I do think that Joe Biden certainly had some flaws. I think one of the biggest things with Joe Biden that I didn't like was that Joe Biden ended up. Sorry, I'm trying to do something quick. I think one of the things I didn't like about Joe Biden was, for example, he did the third stimulus package that I thought was super unnecessary. He implemented. So Donald Trump implemented 2 stimulus packages in 2020. He implemented that first one in April or May, and then he implemented the second one in December. And then Joe Biden came in January and did a third stimulus package that was completely unnecessary. You didn't even give it time to see what Donald Trump's policy would do. I thought it was pretty dumb. Has nothing to do with age. Biden is sick. So I guess you could say the same thing about Donald Trump. Donald Trump has had some pretty laughable moments recently. He doesn't look as sharp as he did before, that's for sure. And $600 billion to Ukraine. I don't think it was $600 billion. I don't think that's the actual number. Matter of fact, let me go look this up because I've been wanting to look this up. I'm not a big foreign policy nerd. So you might be right. It might be $600 billion, but as far as I've understood, it's nowhere near that amount. How much provided to Ukraine? What's this? Oh, talking about Turkey. Yeah, to date we have provided approximately $64 billion in military assistance. So in military assistance, it doesn't say actual cash. So it just says military assistance. So it's probably assets and things like that. It was not 800. If you want to provide a source, you're more than welcome to. I don't know if I have links enabled or not. They want war? No, they don't. Joe Biden's over here negotiating peace deals. Why would he sit there and if he wanted war? Do you think he'd be negotiating a peace deal? Miss me with that. That's hysterical. That's hysterical. You on Google? Yeah, that's how you research. Dane, when you don't know something, see, this is something that MAGA kind of lacks, is that when you don't know something, you do something called research. You Google it, you look it up. I know it's a foreign concept. It's the whole reason that we're in this mess with Donald Trump, because the MAGA didn't do their research. I know. It's hilarious that RFK was okay when he was a liberal weirdo Democrat. I don't remember anybody ever praising RFK Jr. If you want to tell me exactly who praised RFK Jr. and when it was, I can guarantee it was prior to 2016. Also, it was very funny. Yeah. So it's hilarious that RFK was President Trump has 10 times more energy than Biden. President Trump was officially 2 hours. So he was also notoriously late for his campaigns. And anytime it was after 6 p.m., he typically fell off and he was kind of like wobbling a little bit. He wasn't all there, right? His cognitive abilities kind of started to decline. That's when a lot of his crazy things started coming, is when he was after 6 p.m. He's contemplating. Sorry, my bad. What? The people who fund defense of nations are the ones who want more war. Sure. Maybe your girlfriend, you should see other men. Darn. Too bad I don't have a girlfriend. Got me there, buddy. Sorry. Maybe you should. I don't know what you want me to tell you there. You gotta get better at like comebacks than that. That's such a weak comeback. Maybe you know how many times I've seen that? That's like Twitter. I go through Twitter and I see a lot of people saying stuff like that. It's so low tier. Democrats love war. It's just like when you were calling Trump daddy, bro. Why are you calling Trump daddy? It's kind of weird. I know that you would probably drop your significant other to go and see Daddy Trump. I get it. I'm sure if Daddy Trump called you up and said, "Hey, come and let's run away into the sunset," you would absolutely do it. I know that's how MAGA works. Some 90s tier comedy, yeah. Exactly. It's not even like 2000s. 2000s comedy was all right, but that's definitely like 90s comedy. It's kind of cringe. Democrats love war. Every Democrat had a war president. When did we have a war? Hey, Wes, do you know when U.S. Congress declared war on any nation? I don't remember that. I don't know. Maybe I was sleeping or something. And Google this. Every president what? Except one president? This guy scooped over the fact that Biden helped launch LRMs into Russia. He doesn't research. And if he does, he is blatantly lying. Who pays you to be stupid? Hey, you look like Donald Trump over here with all the caps, buddy. Calm down on the cap lock. My goodness. We haven't had a war since 1942. I was going to say, Wes, I thought so. But I just wanted to make sure. The peace deal with Lebanon has not been fully accepted. Netanyahu has said that he will present it to his cabinet and they will decide. Also, the ceasefire will not affect the fights in Gaza. Well, yeah, sure, because it's with Lebanon. So that's pretty obvious. But again, the fact that they're doing negotiations, here's the thing, if Joe Biden wanted war, he would negotiate, he would not be doing peace deals. Never thought of that? So you want to compare Trump, who has been doing several rallies a week, with Biden? We hardly see Biden. We've seen Biden quite a bit. I think we saw Biden. What? I bet I can find a video of Biden being there yesterday. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see if I can find a video. Let's type in. All I'm going to do is Google Biden. Let's go to news. Let's see. Israel, Lebanon. Actually, you know what? Here. Man, he does look like. Let's see. I'm gonna go to YouTube. Problem is my CPU usage kind of starts lagging a little bit on YouTube. You want to compare? Yeah, and Donald Trump has done terrible with his rallies. He's not really formed a coherent sentence. Let's type in Biden. And looks like 17 hours ago, we saw Biden. This was, I guess, a Friendsgiving that he was having. So there's that. Yet he fails to create peace deals where it matters. What do you think is a good peace deal for Russia? What, give Russia land? It's kind of this is like the whole Ukraine Russia thing is similar to like Gaza and Israel, right? This is the whole thing about like when Trump was like, "Oh yeah, see, they're already wanting peace deals." Yeah, what you're not seeing is that Gaza wanted the fighters in Gaza wanted to do some like massive. They wanted to like basically have Israel concede land or something like that. I had to look at the peace deal again, but it's been a minute. It was not really a peace deal. It was more like a one-sided deal, and thinking that Donald Trump was actually going to... They actually thought that Donald Trump would favor Gaza over Israel is what it was framed as, which was hilarious because they put Mike Huckabee in as the ambassador of Israel, who is like an Israel stan. Yeah, that Biden is funding both sides. Both would have never escalated if Joe Biden wasn't weak. Joe Biden wasn't weak. This is the funny thing I hear about this a lot. Is like Donald Trump is so strong. Donald Trump is so strong. He's so strong. Oh my goodness. Y'all have a thing for like egos, bro. You act in bad faith. You're literally ignoring me and not accepting the fact. What am I ignoring you? That your man Biden is instigating war? How is he instigating war with the peace deal? Please tell me that. How is my man instigating war with peace deals? What about homeless people and Americans? What about them? Can he not provide, like, what about it? Are you suggesting that Donald Trump is going to do something for veterans? Dude, your ego's insane. You're one to talk. Okay. Do you think Donald Trump is your daddy, Buck? You have Trump derangement syndrome, level 999,999,999. Yeah, the only people who have Trump derangement syndrome are MAGA, really, quite frankly. Trump says jump, they'll jump. Matter of fact, we can look at the, what was it, the congressman? The congressman who was saying that if Donald Trump tells me to jump 3 feet, I'll jump 3 feet. Yeah, that's the one who's got Trump derangement syndrome. Lebanon is more important than peace between Russia and Ukraine. I don't know if one is necessarily more important than the other. It'd be nice to have peace across the world, sure. But again, I don't think that the peace deals, I think that it's easier to have peace deals with Lebanon and Israel than it is with Russia and Ukraine. I think it's a far easier ask. Biden sends the money overseas and then for homeless people. What about it? You can still fund home. What? Trump does nothing but himself. What's up, Ben? Yo, what is with the MAGA? Yo, hey, Tron, what is with these MAGA, man? We've got to figure out our algorithm. Our algorithm is feeding our freaking stream over here to all these MAGA. I love it, though. It gives me content. I'm sure none of y'all want to come into the Discord and debate me. But if y'all want to come into Discord, you're more than welcome to. You can see it over here in my stream right over here. I'm in Discord. If you guys want to jump in, you're more than welcome to defend your positions. But we all know you're not going to do that. So I'm just going to engage with you guys a little bit. I'm actually about to watch this video. So you agree Biden will only influence conflicts that are easy to negotiate? No, not necessarily. And again, I believe the issue with Russia and Ukraine is that we are very clear on what Russia wants, right? And what they want is just it's unattainable. We can't really do that. Same thing with kind of like the Gaza situation. And again, my foreign policy is a little weak, so I might not be getting everything precisely on track. It's probably that too, Tron. I think that's part of it as well. Well, I don't know if I would agree that TikTok and Twitch are the only left-leaning platforms. Though I would agree, TikTok definitely does have a lot more left-wing people in there just because they're a little bit more strict on TOS. But it tells you what happens when MAGA can't even abide by like basic rules. Russia's very clear with what they want. They don't want Ukraine to enter NATO. Yeah, exactly, Rex Gum. But that's the issue, right? Is that like the ask there is a very large ask. If that's the starting point in negotiations, that's just not a starting point at all. Right? Us MAGA people are going to go. See, Dane Johnson, you're too afraid to come into Discord and chat it up, buddy. That's all right, though. It's all right. If you want to come in and defend your positions, you're more than welcome to. I mean, I know you won't. Long-haired hippie, what's going on, buddy? We signed an agreement with Ukraine. If they gave up the weapons, we'd help. What is it? The Oslo Accords? What was that? Again, my foreign policy is a little weak, but I think I know what you're talking about. And I have to look more into that one specifically. I probably even shouldn't have. What's the other left platform? Blue Sky is probably a left platform, but they're not actually doing actual like lives and things like that. I'm hoping that they do. It'd be really fun. It's not a large ask. It's what was promised to them right from the start when the USSR broke. Man, I'd have to look at it. From my understanding, that was not the case. But again, I'm not going to try to get into it because I really don't know too much about the Ukraine and Russia history and stuff like that. It's possible, but I'd have to look at the actual like agreement, and I'm not going to do that all on stream right now. I'm not going to waste time doing that. I'll have to go through and look at it off stream. All about bowing down to dear leader Trump. Greg, you've entered the wrong chat, buddy. Look, all right, I respect you. Finally, a live chat that isn't all about bowing down to dear leader Trump, right? Dude, everybody right now is. I haven't had somebody in here, somebody in here call Trump their daddy, which was kind of weird, bro. Kind of weird. Weird flex. I would debate you any day. Melissa, you're more than welcome to. You can come into Discord and we could talk about it. Again, if you're looking to specifically like do anything about Russia, Ukraine, like that, that's the only thing I don't really talk about. And I would need more time to prepare for. But if you wanted to talk about domestic policy or anything particular like that, all down for it. But international relations are a little bit on my weak side. Trump is your daddy? Trump is not my daddy. My daddy is like several miles away from here. My daddy didn't come back from the gas station. No, I'm playing. No, my dad's, Trump's not my daddy. I know MAGA likes to kind of like get obsessed about other men and stuff like that. You know, they kind of support that LGBTQ cause. So it's all right. I get it. So you think these tariffs? Good luck, Greg. They're not gonna agree with that. The Trump tariffs are bad. They're probably gonna say it's good, but then they're gonna say it from a keyboard position when they don't really believe it. They don't want to defend it actually in voice. Yeah, exactly. Tariffs have been proven in our history to be ineffective. Who do you think Trumpies think pay the tariffs? Exactly. Wait until here's the thing too, guys, is like understand that for the Trumples, any of the pew-pews that you guys have, those are going to be going up in price as well. And the reason why is the material needed to make those pew-pews are going to be made, you're going to get those materials from other countries typically. Now you could say it's made in America. That's fine. Let's assume that it's steel or aluminum that you're using for those. Well, those aluminum and steel are probably going to be coming from the main part that you're putting into those are still going to be manufactured from another country. So go ahead and do that. It's not going to work out real well for you. Can't debate this guy's argument for everything is Trump is bad. Yeah, Trump is bad. What about it? Trump is bad. I can prove it. I can debate it. If you don't want to, if you want to debate me about whether or not Trump is bad, we can certainly do that. Just like I believe you said Biden is bad, right? Wasn't that Trump's stick? Was that Joe Biden is bad? And Kamala is bad? Kamala's a communist, Marxist, Leninist, everything else under the sun? Wasn't that his argument? I don't think this guy understands that there are tariffs right now that this administration kept in place because they work well. So Joe Biden kept in place steel tariffs. He did not implement blanket tariffs. Try again. You failed. Everyone is already stocked up, and that's fine. Great. Then they don't have to worry about it then. But then what about beer? You like your beer? I know MAGA loves their beer. They don't like Bud Light. They don't like Bud Light, but they like their beer. If you get a beer that is imported, if you don't want to support Bud Light, they'll get American-made beer. It's funny too when they select. Isn't it funny when MAGA likes to do that whole I choose when I like. Thank you, Barbara Miller, for that subscription. Isn't it funny how MAGA chooses when to support American-made companies? Right now, they don't want to support Bud Light, right? Because of what was that person? What was that name? That person's name? Forgot. Whatever. Mulvaney, Dylan Mulvaney, or something like that. They didn't want to support Bud Light, but they started. And I think Modelo. I think Modelo ended up. Yeah, Dylan Mulvaney. Thank you, Wes. They ended up seeing an increase in, I believe, Modelo. I think Modelo saw a pretty big increase, even though Modelo, funny enough, was under the Bud Light brand. So, what's going on, JP? Welcome in, buddy. Join the party. You'll see on my chat over here on the left. Right here, the YouTube comments are flying through the roof. Sent you a DM on Discord. Oh, you're talking about Wes. What's up, Freedom Only? I live to see TDS folks like you, a grown man, girly. What? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Just like Donald Trump's tariff policy. It's amazing you are still pandering the collapse of the economy after you said it 8 years ago and it did not happen. Okay, so then you tell me, Drip. Tell me, Drip, do you think that the tariff policy that Donald Trump is going to implement is a good thing? A blanket tariff of 25% across the board for all countries on all imported goods? Let me know how that goes. Wasn't that the dude on the commercial that dressed like a girl? Well, you can go and do that research for yourself. Tariffs won't be in everything, just industries that can help America grow. Wrong. Let's go ahead and pull it up. I'll show you. Let's go ahead and pull up the one specifically that Donald Trump mentioned, at least with Mexico. And I must watch CNN. Yeah, I totally watch CNN. No, I'll pull it up. I'll prove it to you. It's real simple. I'll prove it to you. I know you're gonna move your stuff around a little bit for this, but that's okay. Let's do Trump, Mexico, tariff. It'll work fine, same as last time. Wrong. It won't. Last time, Donald Trump had a very specific tariff on steel and aluminum. This one's for all products. Here, let's go ahead and look this. Let's go to the solo up source, guys. Here you go. This is from Donald Trump. Don't take it. Hey, don't take it from my word. Don't take it from CNN. Don't take it from MSNBC. Here it is right here. You wanted it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty certain that it says I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on what's that capitalized, guys? Hey, what's this capitalized thing right here? What does it say? All products coming into the United States. So there you go. Don't take my word for it. That's Donald Trump's, not mine. That was so don't take Donald Trump seriously. So that idea that Donald Trump said about promises made, promises kept was actually not true. He doesn't want to keep his promise. Gotcha. So he doesn't want to keep his promise. You're more welcome to come in and debate this with me if you want. You seriously think Kamala, who mismanaged and stole, okay, you're making an allegation like that, you don't even have any proof for it, would lead us better? I absolutely do think she would lead us better. For one, we wouldn't be seeing a 25% tax on the American people. Charge them 50%? Go ahead, Freedom Chris. Freedom, you're more than welcome to come into Discord if you want to, stop being a keyboard warrior and saying these things. More welcome to debate me. Matter of fact, here, I'll go ahead and this is probably the worst idea ever, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a Discord link. Time to pay the piper. So we're going to be paying these corporations the piper. They're the piper. We're going to be paying these corporations. You do realize that, right? You know nothing. You know anything about making deals? I do know that when you make a deal, that it's a negotiation that two people have to agree on. I know that. Mexico's literally agreed and no, Mexico did not agree. Mexico did not agree to this. In fact, it's quite the opposite, my guy. Right here. Mexico suggests it would impose its own tariffs to retaliate against any Trump tariffs. Wrong again. How many more times do you want to be proven wrong, my guy? Oh, you're lying, bro. Come on, stop being a parrot. What am I lying about? Tell me what I'm lying about. They agreed? Agreed to what, Gonfall? What are you saying they agreed to? You can cry over your liberal tears all you want to guess.
You can't handle the truth.
Yo, thank you, James. I appreciate the subscription on YouTube. Hey guys, listen, if you're watching me on YouTube, please make sure, and if you are MAGA and you want to, you like hate watching me, that's okay. Hate watch me then. I'm cool with it. Go ahead and drop a subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Let's do it. All right. We're going to probably watch. I'm going to see if I can try to get a video to play. It's for breaking points here. Or maybe I can find a better video here. Oh, I don't want to watch any. Just keep pushing your dim cult narratives. What dim cult narratives? What narratives, buddy? You're wrong, and that article's a lie. It's a lie, brother. Okay, I know everything's a lie because it goes against Donald Trump, right? Also, it's funny that you say your dim cult narratives. I didn't see anybody wearing like a Kamala Harris hat. Oh, no, there was a Kamala Harris hat. But Republicans have really taken on that whole like Trump merch thing. CNN fake news, right? What's up, Grossum? We were talking about this one right here. Mexico suggests it would impose its own tariffs to retaliate against any Trump tariffs. You're basically fear mongering. No, I'm taking Donald Trump at his own word, buddy. Here, we can point to this again. Here, so if you think anybody's fear mongering, it'd be Donald Trump. Here you go. I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States. Keep on trying. You're failing. You're close. You're failing though. It's really funny. Trump talks about how bad Mexican manufacturing is for us. He's the one who did the trade agreement. Exactly. That was what was it? The USMCA, I think is what it was. He signed the USMCA and broke away from NAFTA. America first. Where do you see suggest? Charge all products in the United States. What are you talking about? I don't see suggest. So trying to find that video that we had from Breaking Points. Just gonna watch it. I'm trying to find it now. Oh. Why is that bad? What's bad? The tariffs? Tariffs are bad for a number of reasons, my guy. You can go and look at the fact that anytime that they impose a tariff, it's gonna be passed directly on to you. Corporations do not like eating the cost of extra costs imposed on them. So, and I have yet to see anybody that's actually provided like a single coherent argument with this. We'll see if this causes me any lag. I hope it doesn't. I'm actually going to increase this quality a little bit. I'm going to drop it down to here, and hopefully that'll help with the bit rate. All right, let's try to watch.
It's for that
Let's watch this Breaking Points video real quick.
extra flavor of authenticity contra Morning Joe, as we discussed yesterday.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we're taking a page out of their books. So I, want to roll in here a little bit later. My eyes a little bit more red.
It's like a whole live thing or something like that. Darn it. Well, never mind. They panic stopped. They panic stopped immigration. Bro, I think your caps lock is broken. Which is why they adjust their manufacturing locations to counter tariffs, bringing jobs to the United States. Hey, Drip, if you want to come in and debate this, you're more than welcome to. But here's the thing, okay? Those manufacturing places coming back into the United States, guess what? U.S. labor is far more expensive than it is overseas. So guess what that means? Guess that means that the price of that product is still going to be high. Yeah. And guess what? Those U.S. manufacturing things, guess what? They don't bring those raw materials with them to the United States. They just put their manufacturing plant here. And so guess what? Those raw materials are still being imported, which means guess what? That product's more expensive. It's still more expensive. That's how that works. Cope. Sounds like y'all guys are coping. 85% of the country voted for President Trump. 85%. Now, Melissa, you're just being silly. Stop being silly, Melissa. What's up, James? Tariffs can be good if used correctly. However, I don't think a guy that bankrupted a casino has the forefront to apply tariffs appropriately. True, James. True. The guy ain't got a lick of economic sense. He could barely run a company. Man, this guy has no idea what's Gonfall. If you want to come in here, buddy, you can talk about it. You're just spilling silliness. I live in a border city. I can speak on it. Oh my gosh, we got it. We now have somebody that lives on the border, and they are now an immigration expert. Got it. So you lived on the border and you're an immigration expert. Why did they leave? Who are you talking about? Why did they leave? No, I don't. See, this is the thing that's funny about you, MAGA. You can't conceptualize a mutually these are not mutually exclusive. That you can have two different opinions. I would love to see that these child labor laws change and reform in these particular countries. But that's a much bigger and larger issue. I don't think Trump tariffs are the way to go about it. So just likewise, I don't think that a solution to our immigration problem is doing mass deportations. But I know you guys love getting rid of these people, the people that don't look like you. If you watched Harrison committed the truth once in your life, she could not answer one policy. She did answer policy questions. You just didn't like the answers. And if you were to look at Donald Trump certainly wasn't able to answer any policy questions. Let's just decide that blows over $1.2 trillion in less than 100 days. What are you talking about? What are you talking about specifically? Like, give me specifics. If you look at like Donald Trump spent more than Joe Biden by like double. Do we have any ideas? Yeah, I have plenty of ideas. So, for example, when we talk about immigration policy, we can look at the fact that there are 44% of undocumented workers that are working in agriculture. One thing we could do is try to make them either make them a citizen, which would be awesome and cool, or we can make them have them go through the H-1B visa program, so that they can come over here and work. That would be a great way. That would also ensure the fact that they are now a citizen, that they are hired legally. And then also because of that, they will be forced to be paid the minimum wage. Now, agriculture, I think, has a different minimum wage, but that's one way we can handle that. And so they can get a more livable wage. Now, granted, the federal minimum wage hasn't increased in almost a decade or 2 decades, but, there's that. Now I'm being ridiculous. You're being ridiculous, brother. Yeah, I'm being ridiculous. Okay. The one being ridiculous is the one who wants to do mass deportations for people that don't look like you. Working in agriculture. Oh, you work in agriculture on the border. Got it. So let me guess, you're an expert now in agriculture, right? Is that how this works? Oh, and while we're at it, guys, remember too, if RFK Jr. had his way, he's going to get rid of corn subsidies. That's going to be good too. What's up, long hair hippie? Bush Senior wanted a free trade agreement. I had to look at that one. I don't really get into like a lot of this older political stuff, but it's certainly important. Also, the best way to fight child labor is with trade agreements. Yeah, trade agreements are always certainly a good thing, and that could be like one of the negotiations, right? One of the negotiating blocks, or whatever. What's up, Curran? Hopefully, most they won't. And why would they? They came here. They're already here. They've already probably established a life for themselves here. And their children and everybody else. Can you let them stay with you for free? I've always had an open door. If I have like a friend or whatever and they're pretty friendly, yeah, I don't care. Come on in. Let's have a party. You probably make some bomb ass food. It's amazing. You guys are gone for a minimum of 12 years. Your ideas are so bad. Oh, 12 years. Darn. We'll see how Donald Trump's policies work when Americans aren't able to afford their basic needs. That's going to do real well, right? Let me try to see, like I said, if any of you keyboard warriors want to come in. Wes, I'm going to need your help, though, because we've got a ton of keyboard warriors on YouTube, which is funny as all get out. Let me go ahead and provide that link to you guys. Not that you guys care or would want to come on, and that's okay. You're allowed to those opinions. I know you like to stand behind the keyboard and don't like to, actually put a voice to your stuff. Trump's going to do great. You American citizen, Joy, you'll come around. Oh, now that I called you guys out, y'all don't want to come in now. That's all right. I get it. I know how it is. You just want to say what you say, But I see people popping out. Yeah, I got you, Wes. No rush, buddy. If you're free. Let me go ahead and log in. Saw a lot of self-deportation under Reagan. But why was that? I'm not too privy to immigration under Reagan, but I know that Reagan would be very disappointed in the direction that the Republican Party has gone. I can tell you that at least. But Reagan was actually pretty. There was a speech I saw recently where he was at the Statue of Liberty and basically talked highly of immigrants. Oh man, hold on. I have my link tree real quick. No, my Discord link left up. He's worth he's worse, spelling that wrong. $7 billion. What is your worth? My worth is a human being is pretty darn high. Yo, James, appreciate the subscription. All right. Gotta open this link. Go ahead and do this here. Send this to you guys on YouTube. More than welcome to jump in if you want to. When Trump does really well, will you become a Trump supporter? No. And when Trump does well, he's not going to do well. So that's flat out false. But if Trump does well, yeah, cool. I would hope he does well because the fact that these tariffs would absolutely drive prices through the roof. So I hope he changes his mind. It's crazy you're defending. Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Good try though, but no, I'm not. I'm not. That's okay. I get it. It's hard. It's a hard concept for you to understand. It's a really hard concept. What are some other things we can talk about on here? I was talking about those tariffs. Wanted to watch one of these videos, but given an issue. Yeah, Wes, these people don't understand, right? Is that they're like, oh, like I've seen this time and time again, and it's wild to me. I don't understand it. Is like anytime you're like, hey, yeah, like I'm not in favor of these blanket tariffs. They go, oh, how could you? You're all for child labor. What? And then they're like, you're like, hey, I don't think we should be doing mass deportation. Oh, so you defend the fact that you got undocumented immigrants in the field and you just want to pay them less. What? No, I'm not. What? But these aren't mutually exclusive. MAGA can't conceptualize these things. The whole reason they had to Google what the hell a freaking tariff was. They couldn't even Google that stuff. Trying to find a damn video that covers these tariffs. I'm sure there's some recent ones here. Not interested in watching some of these debate bro panel shows and stuff. It's always a simple binary to them. If you're not X, you must be Y. Exactly. They can't conceptualize that these aren't mutually exclusive and that there's solutions that you want from both of these. I don't see any videos on this tariff thing. I'm also like subscribed to like a very few amount of people on YouTube. There's something about the ICC. Yeah, I don't see this. That's all right. We'll just continue to have chat with. We're just gonna have a fireside chat with chat over here. What chat you talking about? If you still hate him after he does really well and the tariffs work, would you support him? if you still hate him after he does really well. Again, you're assuming that he's going to do really well. He's not going to do really well. I'm almost willing to bet that he's not going to do pretty well. I think these tariffs, and I think again, if he doesn't do these tariffs, great, that benefits me. I'm glad. But if he goes through with the tariffs and he keeps his promises like he says he does, which he doesn't, we'll see. Remember in Trump's first term, how farmers were being subsidized because of his failed trade war with China and how they started buying corn from Venezuela instead of the U.S. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it, James. Good point. Right. That's the whole issue is that he subsidized farmers. And I saw him do a town hall with these farmers before. And these farmers were absolutely like just going nuts. They were happy about him. And he's like, we've done the best we've ever done under Donald Trump. It's like, yeah, because Donald Trump gave you guys money. That's why you're doing better. Do you have any ideas which would allow us to compete with China on an even playing field? I mean, again, it would have to be a trade policy. I mean, as far as an even playing field, again, tariffs aren't inherently a bad thing, right? Tariffs are not in themselves bad, but I think that that's such I say easy solution, but it's easy to do that as opposed to just trying to actually work out a negotiation with them. The problem is that China is a powerhouse. They do have leverage. They have severe leverage. So it would have to be something that they would have to come up with through a trade agreement. That's the best thing I can say. Short of going to war with them, which would be silly as all get out. A lot of generalized comments here, but it's nothing new. I'm pretty used to it by now. Yeah, exactly. Tim Fish. Well, welcome in, Tim Fish. Hey, look, the best we can do is you guys can share this stream and we can bring in more lefties into the stream. But the Trumpers are certainly going pretty nuts over here. It's pretty funny. But listen, guys, we're trying to work up to about at least 500 subscribers. We're going to be doing a subscribe stream or a subscribe-a-thon next week on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. We're trying to get to 1,000, but we're cool with 500 as well. See, here's the problem, yo. Screw a video. People go shopping, put gas in their cars, and see war. We don't need a video, real life experiences. Trump's your propaganda. Trump is his own propaganda. Okay, Trump speaks and he is his own propaganda. Like Trump says something and he puts his foot in his mouth. You know what I mean? You're not a lefty, Tim Fish? Okay. Well, bring him more righties. I don't care. But bring in some lefties too. I'm cool with that. Hey, your sound is pretty damn good. Thank you. Thank you, Freedom. At least you can give me one compliment. The lefties implode their party publicly and lost the nation. They didn't lose massively. They actually did pretty well, all things considered. We have a lot of resources here in Alaska and enough oil. And when we rebuild nuclear facilities, we will be able to compete with China. We are already producing record levels of oil. Our oil production is at record levels. And I'll show you guys that as well. EIA oil production. Because I've already had to pull this up like a million times. But I'll show it again. Look at this right here. Record levels, baby. It's hard to see because of this little darn zoom thing. But you can see it right here. It's all the way up, right up here. So Joe Biden has done a really good job with our economy. It's been pretty great. I like it. Oh, I forgot to get the link tree. Whoopsies. Forgot to provide it in chat. Or did I put it in chat? I think I did. I'll put it in chat again. There it is. More than welcome, guys. Please jump in. This is Viewer Colin. You're more than welcome to come in and back up your opinions, unless you just want to sit behind a keyboard all day and give your opinion. Oil production would be even higher if we allowed for federal fracking and finished the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline would do nothing for oil production. It has everything to do with the Canadian oil. You don't know what you're talking about. And federal fracking, fracking on federal lands. I'd have to look more into that, but I don't think that fracking is necessarily the way to go. I don't think it'd be change anything much. Based on deals Trump made that Joe Biden was unable to withdraw from. No, about. Did you just say Joe Biden's done a really good job on the economy? Are you playing stupid? What? Joe Biden's done a pretty good job on the economy. I can point to several different factors. You can look at the inflation. You can look at wages outpacing inflation. You can look at some of the bills that he has proposed, the infrastructure bill, things of that nature. Drill, baby, drill. We've been drilling for the past 4 years. We've been drill, baby, drilling since Joe Biden's been in office. Keystone Pipeline, are you serious? Actually, it would have helped a lot. No, it wouldn't have. oil production being done for the U.S. It's Canadian oil that is being transported through the Keystone Pipeline. There's nothing in that Keystone Pipeline that would produce more oil. It's going straight to the ports to be shipped out from Canada. It's helping Canada, not helping us. Will allow other contracts per Keystone Pipeline with allow other contract. Y'all, can y'all type? Y'all guys can't type. Damn it. Type. Type right. Make it hard to read, bro. Permits to be open, up to drill. You don't drill if you don't have a pipeline. You don't drill if you don't have a pipeline. It is the Canadians that are drilling and sending their oil down through the pipeline. This isn't something that's like the U.S. contributing to this pipeline. And even then, from all metrics, it looks like this is something that's been stalled for time and time again. Trump needs to put 400% tariffs on China and shut the economy until they negotiate a fair trade agreement. No, thank you. I would rather him not shut down the economy. Welcome in, Big D. Ashes, where it's $8 for a carton of eggs. Yeah, it's about to be like $12 or $14 for a carton of eggs due to Donald Trump's tariff policy. Oil sells at worldwide pricing, not what the U.S. is hoping for. Wait, what? Not what the U.S. is hoping it should sell for. Dumbest country. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, Mikey P, but welcome in. Joe Biden allowed no drilling. I have friends who work at Exxon and said they were denied drilling privileges. I don't know what you're referring to, Melissa. Everything I've looked at so far is we've been having record oil production. So just saying. If you're Sin 6 snart, what? Y'all people can't type. So this is the problem. MAGA can barely type, let alone actually do some research on these topics. They don't even know what their topics are. Incumbent parties have lost most recent elections all around the world. Yeah, that too, Mark. A lot of people around the world have lost elections. It means nothing on Joe Biden. What it has to do is everything with your pocketbook, right? If your wallet is looking a little slim, then yeah, you're going to do pretty bad. Now, with all that being said, we are doing well economically speaking. It's hard for people to actually feel that in their wallet because some of the stuff has not actually gotten down to them. Salty boy, man, Adam, I ain't salty. I ain't got no salt. Well, actually, I got a little salt. We're made up of some salt, right? If you're so smart, why aren't you president? Why am I not president? Well, where do you want to start? Okay, start with the fact that I am not. I've got what about 100? Oh, my stream shows 158 viewers. It's probably a part of it. Could I be president? I don't know. Donald Trump's president. Dude doesn't know what he's doing. Put the right people around you. Anybody can be president, right? This is why when my 3 kids graduated from MIT, I made sure they weren't left this mentally insane psychopath, but thank God they love President Trump, and 89% of MIT voted for him. All right. I don't even know if that's true. Let's check that. Let's check that out. I'm actually curious. 89% MIT, Donald Trump. And I don't even think you have any way of backing that up, but yeah, there's nothing there. Nothing there for 89%. But good try. Good try, Melissa. That was good. How did Trump get inflation down to 2% when he was in office? I don't think he got it down to 2%. I think it was already at a pretty low percentage point. Let me see. U.S. labor CPI. I need to pull up the chart again. Come on. Here we go. 12-month percentage change. So, yeah, inflation was already relatively low when Donald Trump took office. So when Donald Trump took office, it was at 1.4%. And then we saw an increase to 2.7% in February 2017. And then, of course, by the time he left office, due to the fact that we had, something happening, he left the office at 1.4%. So he left it off where he pretty much began, which was 1.4%. So yeah, there's that. But it was on the up. It was starting to go up under Donald Trump. He averaged 1.9% his term. Yeah, and that's great. And Joe Biden has actually managed, if I can pull it up here, real quick. This is Joe Biden bringing it down to 2.6%. It's not down to 1.4%, but there's a certain equilibrium, and this is well within that equilibrium. 2.6% is perfectly fine. That's 2%. Yeah, and Joe Biden brought it down because of Donald Trump's policies. Donald Trump's policies between here and here This is why. And you can even look at the M2 money supply. The M2 money supply also had a hand in this. Let me go show you. It's actually really fascinating when you look at the two compared to each other. M2 money supply. What would OPEC do if America drilled even more oil producing, reducing the global price? What have they done in the past? Reduce their production, hedge oil prices back up? What are you talking about? What would OPEC do if America drilled even more oil, reducing the global price? We've already produced more oil. We're already producing some of the most oil we've ever produced. What have they done in the past? Reduce their production to hedge oil prices back up. Well, we're already producing more record oil than ever before. Just so that Sprouts brand eggs are $3.99. There are various prices of other eggs up to $12.99. They're going to get more expensive. Donald Trump's not in office. It's going to get more expensive if he implements these tariffs. And tariffs are not implemented yet anyways. So one thing we'll see, if I can zoom in on this, is you'll see, here's our, let me bring this over. Here's the M2 money supply. And you can see right around, it was starting to increase. I mean, Donald Trump like dramatically increased our money supply. And this has a lot to do with the fact that we had the stimulus packages go through. But you can see right around here is where he left office. It was already on the incline, right? And then what does that look like right here? Look at that. Same thing. The money supply started increasing. Our inflation started increasing. I mean, that's exactly what it was. It peaked around March of 2022. Where did we peak? We peaked at right around June of 2022. So a little bit after. I mean, kind of March would have been right here. So it was the second peak. So thanks, Donald Trump. Good job. Throwing a whole lot of money into the fire. Biden kept pretending never. Biden kept and added to Trump's tariffs from his last term. Yes, it was steel tariffs. It was not actually broad-based tariffs. It wasn't blanket tariffs. I read that the farm bill not being passed could raise dairy prices. So there's a whole bunch of issues with that SR. So one is tariffs. Tariffs could end up causing that with like certain feed and things like that, causing more expensive. We can also look at transportation costs. That would go up. As far as the farm bill not being passed and raising dairy prices, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure it may have some kind of an impact on that, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the farm bill. Inflation is transitory. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, like basically like it's not like permanent, right? It's just something that's short term. Is that what you're referring to? Do you think this ceasefire will even happen? You were talking about something. Yo, thank you for that, Lolly Watts. I appreciate it. Oh, I need to increase this alert box. There we go. Everybody needs to get off of here. This guy's a liar. Okay, Big D. If everybody wants to leave, they can leave. I don't care. Just because you repeat it doesn't make it true. The constant fear mongering in your propaganda is why you're part of the reason Republicans won. No, that's not why they won. That's not why they won at all. The reason why Donald Trump won was because of the fact that the perception that the economy was doing bad was enough to persuade voters. So, and that'll happen again in 2028. If Donald Trump implements his tariff policy, what we will see is a vast majority of Americans going, hey, I can barely buy those eggs that Donald Trump said he was going to reduce prices for, and he doesn't. So guess what? Yeah. Big D is lying out. Hey, James. That's great. That's funny. Your clues about inflation actually works. Look at the word. I already did. Transitory is not permanent. Try again. Already told you. Clues about, yeah, you don't even know how inflation works either. 7 Joe Biden brought the inflation up. Y'all cannot type to save y'all's lives. That's how I know y'all are bots. Y'all have to be bots because none of y'all are too afraid to come in here. I feel like y'all are bots, just like an AI bot right now that are just kind of like messing words up, or y'all are from Russia. Yeah, the propaganda attempted to gaslight Americans and rejected you. Popular votes. The popular votes, Donald Trump won by like 1.7%. He barely won the popular vote. There's the salty boy. Oh, ridiculous. Let's go ahead. I mean, it's amusing, but it's like laughable. Because again, none of you guys want to come in and debate me. Y'all are too cowardly to debate. Y'all's ego is too big. Let's go ahead and let's see if I can watch a video here. No, dummy. It adds up over time equals transitory. That is not what transitory means. Dummy. Oh, goodness gracious. I guess those policies that the Democrat Party have were great to increase inflation, housing, mortgages, taxes, prices on goods when you go to the store. So what would have been with Kamala Harris? So you understand that Donald Trump was to implement a 25% tariff on all imported goods. All imported goods. Y'all MAGA are so clueless. It's great. And none of y'all guys want to come in and debate me. That's okay. Here, I'll put it in here. I'm about to start doing debate or Discord or ban. If y'all want to come in here and, be all high and mighty, you can come in and debate me. But y'all don't want to because you're just wanting to sit behind a keyboard warrior, not standing with convictions. I already gave you the Discord, Norm. You can go right in here. So if you want to debate me, jump into the Discord, and then Wes will have to vet you, and then you can come in. I don't know if Wes is still around or not, but either way, jump into the Discord. You can go to the debate room, and then we'll have a debate. One of the biggest reasons I don't want World War III. He won by over 5 million votes. What the hell was wrong with you? He won by 5 million votes. Yeah, it was like 1.5%. He won by 1.5%. Oh, goodness gracious. What's up, DBS Chris? Let's see. What's some video here? There's some Kyle Kalinske. Let's see. Watch some Kyle Kalinske. Maybe MAGA needs some propaganda.
I warned you before the election that one of the strategies of Kamala that I didn't like was the Liz Cheney strategy. Now,
Oh no, you're good, Wes. It's all right. I haven't seen him pop into Discord yet. So
to be fair, there's other areas where I thought, she ran a decent campaign. Talking about that $6,000 child tax credit was great. Talking about banning price gouging for groceries was great. Picking Tim Walz was great. So, credit.
20 million. What 20 million? Kamala Harris is only down by 6 million. So try again, Dane Johnson. You got some outdated information, buddy. You might want to look that up.
It's due on the areas where it's due, but my biggest red flag and warning for everybody was this Liz Cheney strategy is just bad. You can't, on the one hand, say
you're the one who needs to do your research, brother. Brother, you still haven't even come into the Discord. You're more welcome to jump in and debate me. You still haven't to come in here though.
Republicans are weird and they're a threat to democracy. And they're fascist. Trump, in particular, is a fascist. You can't say that and then turn around and be like, and here's this Republican I'm campaigning with. And, oh, yeah, by the way, she's from the legacy of the George W. Bush administration, which... Okay,
I thought it was going to be more. Inflation isn't price gouging? No, duh. What? What are you talking about, Virginia? Controlling prices is closer to... No, it's not. Controlling prices is not. No, it's not. We're not controlling prices. This isn't what Kamala Harris wanted, right? She's not controlling prices. 20 million more. I'm I don't have a Discord. Okay, you don't have a Discord. Of course you don't. You can create a Discord. It's really easy. You can just create an account. Why do you think they were bringing in illegals? Balance the vote. That's not why they did that. They can't vote. It's illegal for them to vote federally. They can vote in local elections, sure. What do you call 50,000 Democrats at the bottom of the city a good? What do you call 50,000 Democrats at the bottom of the city a good? I don't know what you're talking about. It was literally in her campaign. Yeah, price gouging, buddy. Price gouging. Price gouging laws. You don't know how those work. What's some more? Why lie? It was only a month ago. Yes. Kamala Harris talked about price gouging. Price gouging is not price control. Maybe learn a thing or two about economics. Maybe this is why you guys don't understand what tariffs actually are. It's so funny. If you want to call it controlling prices, sure. We'll go with that. It's not a price control. You could say it's controlling prices, but controlling prices is not price control. Price controls are an economic term that refer to setting a price ceiling or a price floor. You could say it's controlling prices, but just because you control prices doesn't mean like I can control. For example, Donald Trump controls prices via inflation. Does that make tariffs or whatever, maybe a trade agreement? He controls prices through that maneuver, right? Does that make it then that it is a price control? No. Because a price control is specifically an economic term that is referring to a price ceiling or price floor. Price gouging is not and again, price gouging is not price controls because it doesn't set. Yo, thank you for that, Seth. Price gouging is not price control because price gouging sets a particular percentage in which they are able to I gotta change the alert box. A price gouging sets a certain percentage at which a product can be increased. So let's say you have a product that is $2 and it could be any product price, right? It could be anything. It could be $2, $1, $5, $6, whatever. And they decide to increase the price from $2 to $5, right? There's no price ceiling, okay? Because, you could have a product that's like $500. That doesn't matter. The problem is when you jump a product from $500 to $1,000 overnight, then you have an issue there. That's where the issue comes in place. Rule 1 of economics: inflation is transitory and equals inflation compounds every year. Dummy. Oh, no, duh. Yes, I know. It increases every year. Wow. I know, no, duh. So then you would acknowledge then that Donald Trump had inflation under his presidency. Oh, people are so exhausting. That's such a like a non-statement. Yo, thank you, Vampire, for that follow. I appreciate it. So she's controlling the price. So yeah, okay. Yeah, she's going to control the price. Doesn't make it a price control. Try again. I know you're trying so hard. Trump's your dad? Do you think Trump's your daddy? Is that what you like? Isn't that the thing you guys talk about, right? Trump's your daddy? Now guys are so funny. Got some jokes. Trying to see. Again, none of you guys want to come in and debate me. You know, like a bunch of little keyboard warriors. It's pretty cute. Let's see. Mortgage rates went down to 1.9% in 2019. Cool. What is the purpose of these tariffs? Yo, what's up, J-Leet? They have to go back. Who has to go back, J-Leet? Harris did not call them price controls. That is incorrect. Provide me a link. You're more than welcome to, Virginia. It's not what she said. Just FYI, school is out for the week, so all the kids are on YouTube. That might be what it is, Miss April. I don't know if you can see, but these, just so anybody is on Twitch can see, these are all YouTube. And again, that's probably why they don't want to come in and debate me, is because they're probably like some kind of freaking 16, 17-year-old who's being edgy on freaking on YouTube. President Donald J. Trump is not our dad. He's the daddy to Democrats, though. So funny. I'm about to start moving on. And y'all want to continue to troll, go ahead. I see him. I have YouTube up on a different tab. Yeah. It's what I'm saying, Miss April. It's just why I like my Twitch chat, okay? And I like some of my YouTube chat as well. I might start flushing some of these people out. But the thing is, you can just come up, double tap to like, hey, look, at the end of the day, you guys want to view my video? View my video. You're only going to make my video do better in the algorithm. You know, you want to hate watch? That's okay. No one has a Discord, only 16-year-olds, bro. Bro? Who calls anybody bro? Yo, what's up, Sat Sauce? How's it going? Bro, it's going wild. You can see my YouTube chat right here. It's pretty funny. Is it trolling, or did you not understand that was controlling prices? I just said it's controlling prices. It doesn't make it a price control. I know, it's hard to understand. It's hard to grasp when you can't actually understand what price control means in the first place. A price control is a price floor, a price ceiling. Just because you control prices, for example, if I adjust prices at my store, if I adjust prices from $2 to $3, does that make it a price control? No, it doesn't. But I'm controlling the prices. I'm moving the price. So silly. 5% cap on rent increases. Where'd you see that? In fact, if you want to talk about price controls, we can talk about the cap that Donald Trump was put on credit card merchant fees. We can talk about that price control if you want, right? But we're not going to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that because that's my guy. Wait, they're increasing the rent. I don't know what you're talking about. She's doing it for rent too. I don't believe I ever saw anything about rent control from Kamala Harris. I didn't hear that once, and I actually watched nearly all of her campaign rallies. But I'll look it up. Rent control, Kamala Harris. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm looking here. Oh, she did. She did. It says here, take on corporate landlords and cap unfair rent increases. Harris's remarks cap rents echoed a recent proposal from the Biden administration just 2 weeks earlier to limit. Oh, no. So this is like price gouging. This is exactly like price gouging. This isn't really, there's a cap, but that cap isn't a price floor or a price ceiling. What this says is it's to limit rent hikes to 5% nationwide over the next 2 years for all landlords who are in more than 50 units. So this is just like price gouging laws. These are just like that. Which means you look at it as compounded. It was not very good. Well, the thing about it is like, even then 5% nationwide, it's not really like, and now am I in favor of that? Meh, I don't know. I mean, 5% is a pretty tight window. But I mean, 5% is still like a percentage point. Austin went up to 50% in 1 year. I'd be happy with 5%. Exactly, say. It is a tight window, but I mean, either way, like 5% is, I mean, this is something that needs to be addressed too, because we did see a lot of corporate landlords that were taking advantage of some of these people, as like Tay said as well. But I don't think this is a price control. I think this is similar to price gouging laws. You could say it's controlling prices if you want. That's fine. It means very little to nothing. YouTube people are mean as bro. Yo, sad sauce. Hey, this is nothing. This is like a day in my life for X comments. Okay, like these are so low tier efforts. They're not even really that good. Too bad you have no idea what's going on. Independent thinker. Sounds like you're not an independent thinker. Who'd you vote for? Did you vote for Donald Trump? I bet you're not an independent thinker if you voted for him. I'm at the Republican and I'm damn proud, but I do agree the rents are crazy. Oh, that was okay. They were 2,000. You're saying you're not, you're saying I'm at the Republican and damn proud, but I do agree the rents are crazy. They were 2,000 a month. Now they're over 4 where I live for a 3-bedroom. Yeah, their rents are high. So maybe we should do a price increase. It changes what's charged. Yeah, facts are mean. I get it. Yeah, facts are mean. I know you have a hard time understanding that the fact that the price control is actually, it's not a big deal. He's in denial every day. So what I want to know is about tariffs. Yeah, let's talk about tariffs. So Donald Trump has suggested, and we'll go back to the tariff policy thing because I know people are like kind of coming in here. I've been arguing with the YouTube trolls, and it's pretty funny. Why did I type that in there? Let's see. Donald Trump, Mexico tariffs. So I'll pull this up because now I got more people in here kind of like funneling in. Oops. Got to find it here. Exact. One of those don't take it from me, take it from Donald Trump, right? So Donald Trump put in, this is, I'm going to kind of read and I'll kind of go back to chat in a minute now. My rent used to be $500 for a house, and now even in the sticks, it's $1,500. Yeah, dude, it's insane. Rent's gone up to the roof, and it'll continue to go up under Donald Trump's tariff policy because guess what? We get a majority of our products here. We'll look at that in a second. As everyone is aware, thousands of people are pouring through Mexico and Canada, bringing crime and drugs at levels never seen before. Right now, a caravan coming from Mexico, composed of thousands of people, seem to be unstoppable in its quest to come through our currently open border. On January 20th, as one of my many first executive orders, because Donald Trump has the ability to sign these executive orders and will be met with very little to no resistance. He will sign all the necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on what? What is that, folks? All products coming into the United States. And it's ridiculous open borders. This tariff will remain in effect until such time as... Thank you for that, Barry. I appreciate the subscription. We're also trying to get up to 500 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, look, guys, if you want to do anything, listen, I know you guys don't like my opinion. Look, just do me a solid. Just subscribe, right? Look, you can at least do that, okay? You want to do one nice thing, you can do that, okay? Anyways, where was I? Oh, remain in effect until such time as blank, in particular blank, and all illegal aliens stop this invasion of our country. Both Mexico and Canada have the absolute right and power to easily solve this long simmering problem, which is not necessarily true. They don't have to easily solve this. It's not easily solvable. We hereby demand that they use this power, and until such time that they do, it is time for them to pay a very, very big price, which is going to come down to the American consumer. 25% tariff is going to cost a lot of consumers. So what does the U.S. import from, let's see. Let's see. Donald Trump said he plans to use executive orders when he takes office in January. Let me see. Some of the products we get from Mexico. About 80% of Mexican exports go to the United States, and the vast majority of those last year were manufactured goods, according to Bank BBVA. United States imported more than $400 billion worth of manufactured goods, compared with about $20 billion of products from Mexican agriculture. I eat those daily. My chili powder candy will cost more. Yep, exactly. The United States imported more than $400 billion. Let's see. More than $400 billion worth of manufactured goods, compared with about $20 billion of products from the Mexican agriculture, forestry, and livestock sectors, and about the same for the oil, gas, and mining sectors. So there's some sectors right there that you're going to see. And this is a trickle-down issue as well, because Mexico... These are raw materials that are used in manufacturing. So even if we brought manufacturing back to the United States, we would still see increased prices for tariffs on that end. Now, on Canada, the top goods that the United States imports from Canada are crude oil and related products such as petroleum gas, vehicles such as cars and car parts, and machinery such as turbines, engines, and construction equipment parts, according to global research firm Trading Economics. The United States also imports billions in plastics, pharmaceuticals, metals such as aluminum, iron, and gold, wood and paper, and agricultural products from Canada. What's up, dog? Tessie Johnson. What's going on? Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to drag that. I didn't mean to drag that over. There we go. Plastic is everything. Yeah, Takoi. That's Takoi. That's the biggest issue, right? Is that right now with our products that we get from Canada and Mexico, this is going to affect everything, right? For example, like think about it. Toys that are made here in the United States or made overseas or whatever, right? That's going to cost money, and a lot of people are going to have to deal with that price. 85% of Mexican avocados are controlled by the drug. Well, again, if you look at I remember seeing something about that, like it was rotten or whatever. Either way, when they come into the United States, they're going to be paying a tariff for those products. What do we get from Canada? We already mentioned it. We get majority of it is oil. It is oil, petroleum, and related products such as petroleum gas, vehicles such as cars and car parts, machinery such as turbine engines and construction equipment parts. We also get plastics, pharmaceuticals, metal. That's the other thing too, is like pharmaceuticals come into the United States from Canada, and those pharmaceuticals are going to be increased prices, which means your drug prices are going to go up as well. Bieber and Drake. True, Takeo. True. Sorry, in the middle of cooking. No, you're good, bro. Unilateral tariffs are against the USMCA, which Trump himself spearheaded. Well, again, I don't know how that's going to happen, Testy, because there's going to be probably some serious issues here. Canada and America are each other's largest trading partners by a massive margin. This is huge. It is very huge, right? And Mexico has already vowed that they're going to do retaliatory tariffs. So, trade wars do not benefit the American people. I'll tell you that. I want to show you guys. Listen, okay? There's a little thing you guys can do for me, okay? Again, we're trying to reach 500 subs. All right? 500 subscribers on YouTube. So if there's anything you guys want to do, okay? Let me show you here. I'm going to show you what you can do. You can go to my YouTube, okay? Right here. Look, you can see all these nice little videos I've done. Nice little videos that Tron has done. I upload shorts roughly every day. Kind of miss them sometimes. And you can just go ahead and hit that little subscribe button. I don't see it here, but you can hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Dark Times. Appreciate that, buddy. All right. We're trying to get up to 500 subscribers. Right now we're at 217. Let's try to hit 500, all right? Your dad did a bang-up job. He did a pretty good job. We had some rough spots, Look, we had some rough spots. We did pretty good. Thank you for being concerned, though. U.S. doesn't process its sweet crude and sells it to foreign entities for $15 a barrel more. Are you referring to the U.S. doesn't process its sweet crude and sells it to foreign entities? Who are you referring to? Adam McFarland. I gotta go back to here. I'm assuming you are talking about oil. We do get, I believe it's sweet oil that we get from Canada. No dummies. Inflation skyrocketed when the Biden administration printed and handed out money. Hey, Norm. Hey, just want to let you know, when Donald Trump implements 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada, guess what? Inflation skyrockets. There you go. Did you know that? Your dad drove a Prius, huh? No, he drove a truck. It was a truck. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool little truck. It was like a Nissan or something like that. Nothing crazy. Trump is awesome. That's such a low tier effort, man. Come on, Godfall. That's it. Trump is awesome. You don't want to call Trump your daddy. But that's what's going to happen there. Mexico suggested it would impose its own tariffs. Yo, David, thank you for that. Appreciate the follow, buddy. Let me go ahead and back out of this YouTube. I think it's causing me a little bit of issues on my CPU. So Mexico said President Claudia Sheinbaum suggested Tuesday that Mexico could retaliate with tariffs on its own after U.S. President-elect Donald Trump threatened to impose a 25% import duties on Mexican goods if the country doesn't stop the flow of blah, 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 and migrants across the border. Sheinbaum said she was willing to engage in talks on the issues, but said, she said drugs were a U.S. problem. One tariff would be followed by another in response, and so on until we put at risk common business. Sheinbaum said, referring to U.S. automakers that have plants on both sides of the border. She said Tuesday that Mexico had done a lot to stem the flow of migrants, noting caravans of migrants no longer reach the border. However, Mexico's effort to fight drugs like the deadly, whatever, which is manufactured by Mexican, blah, 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 using chemicals imported from China, have weakened in the last year. Sheinbaum said Mexico suffered from an influx of weapons smuggled in from the United States. Said the flow, blah, blah, is a problem of public health and consumption in our country's society. Sheinbaum also criticized U.S. spending on weapons, saying the money should instead be spent regionally to address the problem of migration. If a percentage of what the United States spends on war were dedicated, this is so true. This is true. Wes, you're going to love this, all right? Yo, you're going to like this quote. Scheinbaum also criticized U.S. spending on weapons, saying the money should instead be spent regionally to address the problem of migration. If a percentage of what the United States spends on war were dedicated to peace and development, that would address the underlying causes of migration. Mic drop right there. That is insane. She had that's pretty smart. It's pretty smart. To stop everything coming in and out of the US. Yeah, right. Oh, I know. I like her quite a bit. Yeah, that was a pretty good quote. Scheinbaum bristly response suggests that Trump faces a much different right, because that's the other thing too, is back in late 2018, former President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador was a charismatic old school politician who developed a chummy relationship with Trump. The two were eventually able to strike a bargain in which Mexico helped keep migrants away from the border and received other countries supported migrants, and Trump backed down on the threats. But Scheinbaum, who took office, is a stern leftist ideologue trained in radical See, this is the funny thing about it, right? Is that in Canada, you have Trudeau, right? Trudeau's in Canada, right? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Making sure I don't want to get proven wrong. Yeah, Justin Trudeau. And then in the South, you've got Claudia, what's her name? Claudia Scheinbaum. And she's also left. So he's surrounded by leftists, and he thinks that he's going to be able to get away with these threats. And these leftists are like, not happening, Donald Trump. Not happening. We're not going to let you get away with it. And they're standing up to Donald Trump, which is also funny because a lot of leftist leftist states have said, and cities have said, we're not going to allow you to come into our city. We're not going to allow you to come into our state and perform these mass deportations. And here's Scheinbaum going, yeah, those threats, not going to work. Not going to work for us. In other words, they're already screwing us over. We're just not doing anything about it. Right. So that's exactly what Mexico is doing right now. That sounds right. Exactly. They can go to jail too. Yeah, I know. That's what Tom Homan wants to do. The party of law and order, even though Donald Trump was able to evade being sentenced from Judge Chutkan, the party of law and order now wants to, who hates lawfare, the party of law and order now wants to actually do lawfare themselves. They want to arrest anybody they don't agree with. And yeah, it's pretty sad how that works. Anywhere up to and including, I believe they said anything like something like Fauci. We saw people like Marjorie Taylor Greene saying there were some people that she wanted to go after I think in the DOJ or something like that. Teflon Don, baby can't get them. Right. So let's see. Trump always fails. The trade deficit with China blew out under Donald Trump's policies. Yeah. Trump may have just tossed the. It's not clear how serious Trump's threat is. The U.S.-Mexico-Canada Free Trade Agreement. This is the USMCT or whatever. U.S.-Mexico-Canada Free Trade Agreement forbids just imposing tariffs on other member countries, and it's not clear whether the economy could even tolerate sudden levies on imports. Auto plants on both sides of the border rely on each other for parts and components, and some production lines could screech to a halt. Rock, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ron Better. It's not clear how serious Trump's threat is, and it's not clear whether the economy could even tolerate, blah, 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 blah. It's unacceptable. This is the thing about it, is some production lines could screech to a halt. Shutting off the supply line. That's going to be insane. We need tariffs because we're not a developing nation. We're a nation who has everything it needs to successfully produce anything we want. We even have diamonds in Arkansas. Ryan, you're joking, right? There's several products that we need from other countries. In fact, I believe it's Canada that produces some of that good sweet crude oil. If we look at the Mexico or China for steel, some of the products for steel, that's one of them. Kind of looking forward to seeing what happens. Teco, I'm not. It's unacceptable, will cause inflation and job losses in Mexico and the United States. Scheinbaum said while offering to talk about the issue. If tariffs go up, who will it hurt? General Motors, she said. Dialogue is the best path to achieve understanding, peace, and prosperity for our two countries. I hope our teams can meet soon. Last Monday, Trump said he would impose a 25% tax on all products entering the country from Canada and Mexico, and an additional 10% tariff on goods from China as one of his first executive orders. Tariffs evidently could dramatically raise prices for American consumers on everything from gas to automobiles to agricultural products. The U.S. is the largest importer of goods in the world, with Mexico, China, and Canada its top three suppliers. January 20th, what I mean. Yeah, both Mexico and Canada have absolute right to empower to easily solve it. He went on. Yeah, so this is it.
You can't handle the truth.
Yo, Michael, appreciate that subscription. Cracks me up how many people don't realize that we had tariffs in place last time Trump was president, that they didn't take any of them off. Hey, buddy, Bruce, that was a targeted tariff. It's not a blanket tariff. Try again. You were close. So close. The crying is about raising the tariffs that have been here all along. It's not. These are those specific tariffs that he is referring to are things like steel and aluminum, things of that nature. And now they want to implement a blanket tariff on all imported goods. Oh, man. I went a little longer than I should have. But here's what I'm going to do, guys. We've got right now, I don't know where this is divvied up at all, but I've got 260 viewers, okay, across all 4 platforms. And I haven't even been paying attention to my Kick chat because I didn't bring it up. I forgot to bring it up. I'm going to work on it. If you're watching this on Kick, I promise I'm going to bring it up. But drop me a follow, okay? Listen, guys, there's 260 of you guys. If it's all on YouTube, which I don't know, drop me a follow. If you're on Twitch, drop me a follow as well, okay? It's all right, Drip. I'll let it slide for now. But yeah, if you guys want to, you can do that. You can also donate if you feel like donating. I know there's a ton of MAGA in here. Like if you want to hate watch, you want to, 4 people on Kick, possibly Madlibs. I don't know how many people are on Kick. I probably should have. The problem is, yo, Yvette, appreciate the subscription. There is a, I need to pay more attention to Kick. The problem is that Streamlabs doesn't integrate it quite easily. Yeah, there's only like 1 viewer. There's only 1 viewer on Kick. Kick's not going to be a very popular stream for me. It's usually filled by a lot of right-wingers anyways. But yeah, so. Okay, what's your Kick and YouTube links? I'll give you a follow. Here, you can click, I think, well, you can't, I don't think you can click social. Here, I'll give you my YouTube link. My chat bot is down. It's on my other computer. But here, I'm going to provide my YouTube link for anybody who's not on YouTube. Let me go and do this all. There you go. There's a YouTube link and then Kick link. Let me provide that for you guys as well. It's pretty simple. There's the Kick link. Looking forward to this administration and we're prioritizing illegal immigrants. Okay, so you're just cool with like deporting everybody. The one person was the chat bot. No, I don't have any chat bots in Kick. It's like it counts you if you're clicking on it and you're viewing it. It's probably like just me. I've never used Kick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Takeo. It's not really like a very popular platform. I know that Destiny uses it and he's been pretty like big on it, but it's not something that I really do. Just you Trumpsters are ignorant to the effects of Trump's first tariffs. Of Trump's first tariffs doesn't mean there weren't any negative outcomes. Read on it and how our agricultural industry was affected. Wait, what did you say? Oh, Trumpsters. Yeah, exactly, Andreas, exactly. I was like, hold on. I was like, wait, are you referring to me? Yeah, maybe we can have another mass deportation so we can have another food shortage. Well, exactly, OD. This is the problem is like these price increases are not in isolation. Okay, this is the biggest issue is when we look at these price increases, there's several different Trump's policies that will end up leading to higher prices, right? So some of the things that we're going to end up seeing no wonder exactly. This is why he likes them because they don't question anything he says. Is that mass deportations are going to affect our agricultural industry. Okay, whether you agree or disagree with the fact that it's the case that it is, it's going to affect our agricultural industry. We also have RFK Jr. wanting to get rid of corn subsidies. Well, that's going to be quite exciting for people who use corn for feed. Okay, so there's that as well. So keep that in mind. What I do want to see is one thing real quick. You're against removing illegals? I'm against mass deportations. Oops. I'm not against, hold on one second. Oops. I'm not against deportation. I'm against mass deportations without any due processes. If you're opposed to Trump imposing a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico, you're okay with them screwing us over with tariffs and us not doing anything about it. Oh, what's up, Wes? If you're opposed to Trump imposing a 20% tariff, you're okay with them screwing us over with tariffs and us not doing anything. No, you can wait. Okay, so you're referring to Wes, and my goodness, I'm exhausted. I'm on like the tail end of my like. I'm so exhausted right now. And I'm just letting you guys know, I may be taking tomorrow off, and then we may just resume Friday instead as a makeup stream, because I'm exhausted. I didn't think doing these things. I'm only on Tuesday. I'm thinking about doing this all week next week. It's gonna be insane. But I got to work up to it. If you're opposed to Trump, so the thing about it is, yes, I'm opposed to Trump imposing a 24% tariff. And how much does Mexico even tariff us, right? What is the trade deficit with Mexico? Let's see. What is our trade deficit? It was $131 billion. Exports were $362 billion. Imports were $493 billion. What tariffs did Mexico impose on us? Mexico tariffs, U.S. imports. I don't even know if they have any tariffs on us. Import fees from U.S. to Mexico. There are no tariffs for products made in the United States that meet NAFTA rules of origin requirements. Doesn't look like we have any tariffs with Mexico. So I don't know what you're referring to. It sounds like doing this would end up causing a bigger issue. We have established I'm the original. Oh, that's right. Yeah, right. That's right, Wes. Both are 100% already. Some products more. That is why Trump can do it by EO. Well, yes. But again, like what? Both are 100% already. What are you talking about? The reports I'm seeing as there is a free trade agreement with Canada and Mexico. The reason Trump can do the tariffs without congressional approval is because both countries already imposed a 100% tariff on U.S. goods. So because they're imposing that, the U.S. can do 0 to 100% tariff with the congressional approval. I do not see anything to suggest there's a 100% like tariff. Let me look it up, but I have not seen anything regards to 100% tariff of the USMCA. USMC, here we go. USMCA imports. There is, however, this from Tax Policy Center from March 28th said what Trump's 100% auto tariff would mean for the U.S. economy. Let's see. At a time when so many worry about inflation, complex supply chain. Last I heard, Canada had 100% tariff on lumber from U.S. to Canada. Let me look it up. Lumber, 150% tariff, U.S. to Canada. Oh, like something fluttering in my eye. The U.S. tariff on Canadian softwood lumber is currently 14.54%, which is almost double the previous rate of 8.5%. This increase was announced by the U.S. Department of Commerce on August 13th and applies to both new and previous exported softwood lumber. So, but that's from, it's a U.S. tariff. But I don't know what the Canadian tariff is. Canadian tariff, U.S. lumber. I don't see anything. I don't see anything about this. Yeah. Looks like it's just like 4% or something. Canada taxes our trees. Harsh, right? They got all that trees and they're taxing us. I don't even know if that's the case. I don't see anything about that. I see more about U.S. tariffing Canada. And it's certainly not 150% tariff. That seems insane. Let's see. Running an entire campaign on endorsing mass immigration who are only good to the work of the fields that Americans won't for half the pay is the exact definition. Buddy, that's not what we're saying. Trump's tariff policy has been targeted and the threats of blanket tariffs have been used to gain political leverage. If past is prologue, he will just do that. Again, this is what's so funny to me, guys. It's like, all right, what you're telling me is that you're willing to gamble. And this is the problem I have, right? And I talked with some people on TikTok about this. It's like, they're like, well, you know, it's just the threat, guys. We're just using it for leverage. Okay, but what if he doesn't use it for leverage? What if he implements it? Is it bad? And what they'll say is like, yeah, it's bad. Okay, then, exactly. So, I mean, if it's bad, then why are you even gambling it? You don't need, half these people don't even know what a tariff was to begin with. They had to research and they're probably getting that information from like Fox News or something. USMCA is NAFTA 2.0, just required a 63%. Just required a 63% U.S. parts rule for Canadian and Mexican plants to avoid the U.S. tariff. Yo, Greg, appreciate that subscription. I don't know what you're referring to, Devious, but yeah, Trumpsters are making false claims in the chat and then get mad when people are then what? Trumpsters are making false claims in the chat and then get mad when people are then say yeah. 1930s, here we come. Yeah, the 30s are going to be like, this is going to look pretty hysterical. PM Beam, guess what, buddy? You want to go ahead and do mass deportations and violate people's their constitutionally protected due process? Go right ahead, buddy. But you won't be the party of law and order. You'll be the party of the anti-constitution. Fox News class on Tariffs 101. Right, exactly, Andreas. It's pretty much what it is. What's up, Kung Fu Davey? I'm interested in sensible discussion of policies as no one is infallible. However, there is a difference between legal and illegal immigrants. I'm not debating that either way. And in fact, I would say Tom Homan would agree that there are undocumented immigrants that are criminals for the simple fact of having crossed the border. I'm not sitting here trying to argue whether it is or isn't a crime to cross the border illegally. I'm not trying to say that. I think there is an argument to be had that is a civil infraction instead of it actually being a crime, but that's neither here nor there. The fact is Tom Homan classifies anybody like that as a criminal, which means that he wants to swoop them up and take them out of the country no matter how much they may have contributed to our society. What is that one, April Dawn? I trust your links. I'll take a look at them. Hope it's not like actually anything crazy. Uh-oh. What did I miss? I missed an H in there. Oops. Oh, here we go. Mexico imposes tariffs on 544 products. Thank you so much for that. Oh, this is BBVA. This is the one they were talking about. Oh, man, I'm going to have to read that, Miss April. I do appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and drop this into my research Discord. Let's see. On the import side, manufacturer goods participated with the 87% total, results in an advance of only 3.3%. Where is... I like pictures. I need pictures here. I'm not sure. I have to look through this. There's a whole lot of things to look through, and I'm about to start wrapping things up here soon. There's a lot of comments. If you fail to read between the lines about politicians will publicize, you can only thank yourself for the years to come. Good luck all. Right, pretty much. Last, we all make mistakes. If they're not paying taxes in here legally, they're not contributing to society. So if they're not participating in the labor market, they're not contributing to society. Okay. If they're sitting there and like they're actually like, you know, doing janitorial work, if they're doing manufacturing, things like that, they're not contributing to our society or our GDP. Seems like they would. I don't look at, yeah. Yeah, Miss April. No, that is definitely some bedtime reading. That's a lot of stuff too. It looks like how many pages? 15 pages, but the font is like super small. Well, okay, like a couple of pages of disclaimer and stuff like that. Interesting. I'll have to read through that one. What's the tax burden from illegals every year? Okay. I don't know. You tell me. And would you think that a lot of that comes from what, like medical stuff? And if it does, what do you want to deny medical help to any of the undocumented immigrants that come to a hospital room? Should we deny them medical help? Seems a little unethical to me. Adam, much lower than you think, guaranteed. What's the taxpayer burden for? Oh, you already said that. What about Trump Bibles in Oklahoma and Texas schools? Greg. I think it's terrible. I think that's something that really needs to be looked into if they were Congress. All right. If Congress was like wanting to do their job, they should absolutely be investigating it and seeing if Donald Trump is getting a kickback from any of those particular sales. He already made like $300,000, I think, from selling those Trump Bibles. And there's a whole lot of like constitutional issues with those Bibles as well, whether or not they should be allowed in the school curriculum. Biden kept many of the tariffs in place from Trump. Do other nations place tariffs on us? Yes, they do. People getting worked up that we may start to ask for more is ridiculous when they do it to us. Yeah, sure. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that, Thomas Secor. Let's go ahead and drop a ton more tariffs on our allies, and let's go ahead and see. Let the trade war ensue, and let's see how much money. How much are you willing to pay for a pack of beer? How much are you willing to pay for your automotive products? Yeah, let's do that. It's well documented that illegal immigrants contribute far more than they take because they don't have access to government programs, but they pay sales tax. Oh, there's that too. Yeah, I mean, there's sales tax, and there's some cases they actually do pay federal income tax via an ITIN number, and you can look at the how they benefit the economy via their jobs and things like that. There's like kind of that the cost that's not really tied to it. It's intangible cost. They voted for more tax cuts for the millionaire and billionaire, and they wonder why their states are dead last and just. They voted for more tax cuts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%, Donaldson. I'm from the UK, and we have a fully funded healthcare system that costs less per capita than the most basic. We will stop you. I don't remember where I go. Right. Well, wait. I'm from the UK, and we have a fully funded, if not perfect, healthcare system that costs less per capita than the most basic. We will stop you and no more Medicare. Well, if we're arguing whether or not Medicare or Medicaid should be revised, there's certainly an argument to be had there, right? We'll figure out the tax burdens while we were on the soup line, right? Big up the tariffs, create U.S. jobs. What's up, Base Welshman? And I had to pay $30K to get my visa. Well, so that's the issue too, right? Is like my solution to immigration is not mass deportations. My solution to like fixing it is by putting more money towards immigration, helping with H-1B visa programs, helping with immigration judges, things like that. So he'll get paid for endorsing the Bibles. Is that legal for a sitting president? Greg Horton, I'm not a lawyer. I can't say one way or the other, but what I will say is that it certainly is a conflict of interest, at least I would say on the surface. It seems like it. It seems like an issue. But that's the thing too, is I believe Donald Trump has not signed any of his ethical guidelines or anything like that. Let me see if I can find it. Donald Trump did not sign like an ethics paperwork or something. Let me see. Donald Trump ethics agreement. I think he's supposed to sign it, but he hasn't done it. Oh, here we go. This is an hour ago. Trump team signs transition agreement with White House. Has signed agreement with the White House unlocking key transition briefings and attack activities. Where's the ethics? A mandatory ethics agreement. Trump's team said it will not use government buildings or technology provided by GSA and will operate as a self-sufficient organization. The team will not utilize taxpayer funding for costs related to the transition. Its existing ethics plan will meet the requirements for personnel to seamlessly move into the Trump administration, it said. Noting the agreement will be posted to the GSA's website. The ethics plan was required to follow the Presidential Transition Act passed by Congress, but it was not immediately published to the GSA's website. The Biden White House did not agree with the decision to forego the GSA agreement. While we do not agree with the Trump transition team's decision to forego signing the GSA MOU, we will follow the purpose of the Presidential Transition Act, which clearly states that any disruption occasioned by the transfer of the executive power could produce results detrimental to the safety and well-being of the United States and its people. So basically what it's sounding like to me is that Donald Trump he should have signed a particular agreement. He didn't want to sign that one. He wanted to sign his own, essentially. And because of that, Joe Biden didn't want to get in the way of it because he didn't want to stop essentially the peaceful transfer of power, is what it sounds like. What is the ethical problem with Trump profiting off this Bible you're talking about? Because, okay, so the issue is, Wes, is that these are the Greenwood Bibles that Oklahoma is trying to put into Oklahoma wants to put the Bible into AP government classrooms all across the state. And part of that, the Greenwood Bible, is that Trump endorsed this Bible and gets kickbacks from that Bible. Okay, every sale of that Bible, he gets a kickback from it via that endorsement. And so if he's making money off of these Bibles that are being used in classrooms and being purchased by the state of Oklahoma, which they have heavily been criticized for because these Bibles are $60, and the superintendent for Oklahoma said, it's got the Constitution. The reason why they want this Bible in the classroom, here's what they're not telling you, and this is why I truly believe this is what's going on, is when this Bible was created in the first place, it was created with the intent to put these Bibles into classrooms because it has the Constitution in it. It's got the Bill of Rights, it's got all these founding documents in it. And so by having those documents in this Bible, they can say, look, it's got these documents, we can put it in there. This is why they're not using just any other ordinary Bible, because the only Bible that's got these documents in it is these constitutional documents. So they're kind of using the Constitution as a vehicle to implement these Bibles into the classrooms. Mark my words, I guarantee you this is something that's going to totally put in place or argued in terms of like when this eventually does make its way to these higher courts. I guarantee you they're going to say, see, there is the Constitution in the Bible, thus it should be allowed. I'm almost confident they're going to do that. The state is trying to do it, not Trump. Yes, the state is trying to do it, Wes. But is Trump trying to do it? I have no way of knowing whether or not there was any backdoor talks with Donald Trump about it. But what I can say is Donald Trump has been endorsed by this Bible and has been noted in some filings that he has made over $300,000 from the sales of these Bibles. Not these specific Bibles per se, but he has made money off of these Bibles because of the fact that it's where the weird agreement they've got, where basically that they can use Donald Trump's endorsement for whatever it is, and so he gets a kickback of a percentage of profits or something along those lines. What your complaint is? What? LOL, some imagined backhander you have no proof of? Donald Trump has been known to get kickbacks from these Bibles. It is in his filings that he's gotten kickbacks from these Bibles. It is not far-fetched for me to sit there and say that Donald Trump will receive kickbacks from these Bibles that he is that the state of Oklahoma is purchasing. Not hard for me to do. I think the Bibles are a bigger issue, though. It's Supreme Court date to rewrite the law. Well, and that's the issue too. Is like the fact that there's a Bible going into the hands of the in the classroom. I have no problem with the Bible being in the school as long as there's other religious text that's allowed in like a library or whatever. That's fine. When you're putting this in an AP government classroom or AP, I think it was AP history, it might be government civics. I don't know. It's government. It's AP government. I don't quite understand why we would put the Bible into an AP government classroom. It'd be interesting to see how these arguments come out. Okay, so why is he getting a kickback? It is not just because of his endorsement. He's getting a kickback. All right, I'll provide the actual the exact explanation. Basically, it is his trademark. Okay, and this is the whole thing about like Donald Trump guitars, Donald Trump, the Donald Trump Trumpy Bear, things like that. They're using his namesake essentially, and so to use the namesake, they're getting a kickback from that. But let me pull it up here. Trump Bible. 300,000, I think is what it is. So former U.S. President Donald Trump is making money from branded Bibles and cryptocurrency holdings, but he also owes more than $100 million in liabilities from 3 lawsuits he has lost. Trump has made $300,000 from branded Bibles listed on the financial disclosure form as the Greenwood Bible. The former president started selling the books earlier this year after partnering with the country music singer Lee Greenwood. Ms. Greenwood is known for a song, God Bless the USA, which inspired the name of the Bible, God Bless USA Bible. They are for sale on Mr. Greenwood's website for $59.99. Trump also earned income from sales of several of his own books. He earned $4.5 million in royalties from Letters to Trump, which features letters between Trump and celebrities, and $500,000 from a MAGA journey. So he gets money on the kickback of it, probably because I'm trying to see if I can find the how he makes it. Sorry, guys, I might be skipping over something. Okay, so it's not a kickback, it's a trademark usage. However you want to call it, Wes. If you want to say that, this is the thing that's so annoying with me, is like you're sitting there saying, well, okay, so he's not getting a kickback, even though like you're saying, okay, so what you're telling me then is Donald Trump has an agreement with this Bible company to make, Donald Trump has an agreement with this book company to make money off of his name. Now, I don't know if it's a per profit or how that structure is, but that's not somehow a kickback when all of a sudden Oklahoma then decides to use specifically the Trump Bible. Okay, now if you want to say that, that's fine. I think that's silly. Okay, fine. I get it. You have an issue with the niche meaning of a kickback. Okay. That's fine. I get it. If you don't want to call it a kickback, that's fine. Then Donald Trump, here, is this better? Donald Trump has made money from these Trump Bibles, and it is not far-fetched for me to believe that Donald Trump will make money from the sale of these Bibles being given to Oklahoma. Is that better? Is that better? It's money in his pocket. Exactly. It's like, I don't care how you call it, a kickback, you call it whatever. I get what you're saying, Wes. I understand that you have an issue with the particular meaning, but Trump does nothing for free. Exactly. It's all over his failed business, right? It doesn't matter because he didn't set Oklahoma laws. Okay. No one does anything for free. Okay. So there's no issue. There's no issue. There's no other Bible. There's no other Bible out there that Oklahoma could put into classrooms, right? There's no other way that they could put the Bible and give constitutional papers, right? There's no other way they can do that. There's no other way that Oklahoma can do that, right? They can't go and like, there's free Bibles online. There's no way they can do that. Oh, we couldn't just get a $1, constitutional papers. They couldn't do that. No, there's no way, right? It's just that. How much is Biden worth with a small salary? What are you talking about? How much is Biden worth? I don't know. You want to argue corruption? Oh, okay, so corruption is okay for my guy. Okay. All right, hey guys, look, it's been great. But I have been like way over. Okay, I'm like an hour over I was supposed to be. Okay, I was only supposed to stream until like 3:30. But here's what I'm gonna do. Listen, please, even if you don't like me, okay, if you don't like me, that's fine. Hate watch me. Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, go ahead, drop a follow on Twitch. If you're not following me on Twitch, make sure you hit that follow. Won't read what? I'll read it. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll read whatever it is. But make sure you hit that follow if you're not following on Twitch. Please hit that follow, like, subscribe, notification bell on YouTube. And if you're watching me on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter. And if you're watching me on Kick, I'm sorry that y'all are the redheaded stepchild that I have not been paying attention to it like I should be. But thank you everyone who's tuned in. You guys rock. Even if you disagree with me, I still think you rock, okay? Even though you might call Trump your daddy, kind of weird, but you still rock. Anyways, guys. Y'all have a good one. I will see y'all tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. If you want to make sure and check my schedule, please make sure you go to the Discord. I may change it tomorrow depending on how I'm feeling. But anyways, guys, y'all have a good one.